So you've bought the pre-constructed Dorinthea Blitz deck and you want to upgrade it without breaking the bank. This video will be going over some quick upgrades that you can make to this out-of-the-box deck for just about $25. We'll be adding some affordable equipment and key cards so you can have a more powerful list for a reasonable price. If you're new to Flesh and Blood, I would advise that you use more budget upgrade lists before you decide to invest fully in the game by buying pieces like the legendary equipment. I'm going to be using Card Trader as my guide for this video, although I do recommend that you go shopping around at some local stores if they carry singles before you buy online. But with that said, let's get into the list. Starting with the equipment, we're going to be adding 3 cards. The deck comes with 2 pieces of Null Rune equipment, and so we're just going to add the Null Rune gloves as well to round out our Arcane Barrier. Then we're going to add both the Helm of Sharp Eye and Blossom of Spring as utility pieces for our non-arcane matchups. Helm of Sharp Eye gives us 1 extra defense to block with, and it can also be used later in the game to get an extra attack reaction, which you can set up with the Stroke of Foresight the deck comes with. And Blossom of Spring is a great chess piece that offers an extra resource for those turns where you just need that 1 extra to make a massive swing. Moving on to the main deck, we'll start with the 2 Flock the Featherwalkers, replacing them with 2 Steelblade Supremacy. This card gives the Dawnblade a +2 boost for the whole turn, and the ability to draw you cards when it hits, which can help you get another attack reaction or the resources needed for that second swing. Then we're going to remove the 2 blue in the swings and put in 2 Glint the Quicksilvers. This attack reaction gives Go Again to our weapon, and if the opponent blocked with a card from hand, it also lets you draw a card. This is an incredible ability, but don't be afraid to use it just for the Go Again, even if the opponent doesn't block. Next, we're going to want to take out the yellow Iron Song responses and add 2 Singing Steel Blades. This attack reaction gives +1, but you'll want to use it when your opponent blocks from hand, as it lets you search another reaction from your deck that you can play. You'll usually use this to grab a Glint the Quicksilver for free Go Again or an Iron Song response to get up and over your opponent's defenses. Then we're going to take out the 2 yellow Sink Belows, adding in 2 Iron Song Determinations. This action card gives your Dawnblade +1 and Dominate for the whole turn, which only lets your opponent block with 1 card in hand. Play this with a card like Steelblade Supremacy, and your opponent will be nearly helpless to stop you from getting those +1 counters on your weapon. And finally, we'll want to get rid of the 2 red Slice and Dices, putting in 2 different cards, a single copy of both Rout and Nourishing Emptiness. Rout is a great attack reaction to use when you really need to hit your opponent, as it puts a card they blocked with back in their hand. One thing to note about this is to not use it against a 0-cost defense reaction like Sink Below, as they can play it back out, unless you've played an Iron Song Determination. If your opponent has blocked a dominated attack, they can't add any more cards from hand, even if you bounce it back. And Nourishing Emptiness is the only attack action card in the deck, and that's for a good reason. If you have no attack actions in your graveyard when you play the Nourishing, it comes in for 6 Dominate, and with the ability that on hit, you gain an extra Intelligence for the turn. This means that when you pass turn, you'll draw up to 5 instead of 4. This card is a great way to start making a comeback when your opponent blocks your Dawnblade and removes all the counters for it. And so that's the deck. Dorinthea is a fantastic hero if you like playing mind games, forcing your opponent to try and judge what attack reactions you have in your hand. Hopefully this upgraded version serves you well as an entry point into Flesh and Blood. And if you found this video helpful, consider leaving a like and possibly subscribing if you want to see more Flesh and Blood content. But until then, I wish you all a good day, and I hope you've been enjoying Flesh and Blood. If you liked this video and want to help support me, consider either becoming a channel member or checking out my Patreon. There are different levels of bonuses like early access to videos, signed cards, and even custom hero cards. And to those who are already supporting me, you have my deepest and most honest appreciation. It's because of all of you that I can continue to put in the work to bring the best content I possibly can to the Chadliest community in the TCG space. Thank you, my friends.